what's up, my little tattletales? What's going on? Listen, Tamar has commented on Jeannie Mai. She says that like Jeezy is done in her opinion. She feels so bad for her, but something foul must have happened because y'all just listen to this. And we're gonna have to talk about this and what is foul because everybody's saying it's Jeannie's temper. Y'all, let's talk about Jeannie's temper. Hold on.
What's going on with
that?
Yeah,
but I've been told y'all she like rappers. I told everybody. I've been told everybody that on the show, but I think she really was in love, and I feel terrible. The little baby girl is so cute.
Yeah,
but let me tell you something. When y'all file for divorce, it's over.
Yeah, because usually guys don't strike
y'all
first.
not emotional like that.
Nah, so whatever it was.
What could it have been?
Right.
There's two reasons why a man leaves his wife or files for divorce. Number one is another woman pushing him to do it, okay? Or number two is something real foul went down. You think that was in love? I feel so bad for her.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, we don't.
Listen, Tamar don't know what she's talking about. And I won't say that Tamar's relationships, Tamar has a seat. But you don't even know the reason why. You know what? Let's move on and talk about the Jeannie mess because I'm going to talk about all these rumors going on. And this is not in defense of Jeannie. But why are some of y'all overlooking the fact that Jeannie wanted to be the exception to the rule, but so did Jeezy? She said, I don't like that, just on the side. And he said, I'm going to be her main course. I don't understand. We have all seen that he is not marriage material, in my opinion. We've all seen that he ain't ish. Why are some people mad that she ended up with the trash? I mean, I get it. Jeannie thought she was better than all these other girls, but then that is the plight of the pick-me. But y'all, let's get into this. She is fighting for her family. I don't understand why listen, love or hate Jeannie, and I'm not defending her. Jeannie's comes from a super harsh background. Her mother was disgusting and horrible to her. I'm surprised Jeannie is even talking to her mother. Jeannie's biggest nightmare was raising a child in dysfunction, raising a child in a broken home like she came from. Jeannie said for 10 years, that the reason she didn't have kids with Freddie isn't because, I'm about to get to why she's not getting alimony. Let me just say this, that the reason she didn't have kids with Freddie, her ex-husband, they had an open relationship, by the way. The reason she didn't have kids with them is because there was so much drama in the house. She was never against kids. She was never like, ew, yeah, kids. No. She said, and she was adamant about this, I will never bring a child into this world to suffer like I suffered. I will never bring a child in unless it is completely safe. That's why she didn't want children. She wasn't punishing Freddie. Freddie, being like, that's what she get, not giving that man a child. Freddie is a Trump supporter. Freddie is a racist. I don't know what is going on with Freddie and that other girl. Jeannie Mai and Freddie tried to make it work. It did not work. Stop bigging up that man. I'm serious. We gotta stop censoring that man. Freddie ain't it. Okay? And I see why Jeannie didn't want to bring a baby into the world. Yeezy met her. He loved her down. At least she felt loved. She fell completely in love. He and her decided they were going to bring a baby into this love. Now consider this, right? Y'all talking about Jeannie's mouth, Jeannie's this, Jeannie that. Yeezy literally proposed, spent all of quarantine, proposed, got married to this woman. Jeezy is not a little kid. He got what, 3 baby mamas, 4 kids or whatever it is. He knows how it goes. You moved her into your house, had her with you on your hip all quarantine, proposed, got married in quarantine. On top of that, you guys had discussions about having a child. You convinced her to have a child. She miscarried. Then you guys decided to go through very costly and painful IVF. Jeannie also went through some of the worst postpartum depression that a person can go through. They only been married for 2 years. Monica was what, 1 year old? When was Yeezy gonna be like, your mouth is too much for me? Does he have any, again, you listen, if he want to stay married to her, he don't got to stay married to her. But Yeezy's track record is just as problematic as Jeannie's, actually more so. And the fact that people are like, her mouth, what proof do we have of her mouth besides her mom saying that Jeannie snapped on her? But let's be real about Jeannie's mom. Do you know why Jeannie got so much anger toward her mom? Jeannie was abused by the babysitter, some family member that she would leave because Jeannie's mom was out working, would leave with Jeannie and her brothers and sisters. Jeannie Ma was the R word for years as a young child. When she finally worked the courage up to tell her mom, this family member was R-ing me as a child, not only did her mom not believe her, but she took the mom took the family member side against her own daughter, who told her, this fool that you had watching me was R-ing me while I was a young child for years. Jeannie stopped talking to that woman for 8 years. Do you not think that Jeannie's snapping on her mom for a reason? This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jeannie's perfect. I am saying you got to consider the messenger. Jeannie's mom gets snapped at because Jeannie got beef with her mom, because her mom did some messed up stuff to her. And while that's her mom and she loves her, she still got that anger. Because you literally outcast me and this and that. I stopped speaking to you for 8 years. My abuser told you some BS and I was a child and you believed him. Are y'all serious? That's part of her temper? Would you not be upset? Who else is it? Jeannie Mai always keeps a job. I do truly believe that people that are the same. You can't hide character. Jeannie Mai has never been known on that one job to be rude to the staff, rude to the people, rude to her coworkers. She always maintains a degree of professionalism. Now, she might change up, but there's always a degree of professionalism. Jeannie Mai has dated multiple people. Jeannie Mai was married to Freddie for 2 years. Yeezy couldn't even last out for 1.5 years. This is including her postpartum depression. Again, maybe she does have a mouth, but can we just consider this, right? Jeannie Mai, and this isn't in defense of Jeannie. It makes me so mad that we can't even talk about this like, oh, what did they do? Because everybody is so big to pile on, when at the end of the day, we are looking at the biggest red flag. Jeezy. Anyway, you know what? I'll put that in a live. Let me get to the point about the alimony. Anyway, all that said, boo-hoo Jeannie. She still ain't getting alimony, and that's sad. Because even if she contests the prenup and says she signed it after the divorce, she will not get any alimony at all. If you guys don't know, Georgia is a no-fault divorce state. That means that you cannot contest a divorce on the grounds of alimony, all this other stuff. Now, you can use it as on the grounds of adultery or anything like that. Even her mouth. You can use it as a point to get out of lessen your child support and whatnot. But Georgia is a no-fault divorce. But more importantly, and this is what I want you guys to know, and this is directly from the lawyers. Who said this to me? Somebody sent me a comment and I wanted to respond to it. Hold on, let me find it. That in another video. Let me just get to the point. They said, how long do you have to be married to get alimony in Georgia? The answer will vary between cases. However, a marriage of fewer than 3 years is rarely awarded alimony in Georgia. Marriage of less than a decade could be awarded alimony, but the amount and period of alimony will typically be 1/3 of the length of the marriage. Even if she is awarded alimony, they were not even married for 2 years. That means that she will get alimony for maybe a few months. Jesus saw this coming. And it really just makes me sad that so many people are talking about his preference. This man is a grown man and did what he wanted. And I'm not defending Jeannie, but you guys, how has this turned into a woman married a man with 3 baby mamas, 45, never been married? She had postpartum depression. She fussed at him. And now that's why he out. That's why this, that's why. Again, where is this temper? Let's also not forget that Jeezy I made a video about it. his ex-girlfriends, that they were his ex-baby's mom, that they were like crazy cuckoo. He even went to court and said that his daughter's mom threatened to off him. She was like, where? How? He could not produce any evidence. He likes making the women around him crazy. Now, maybe they are, but at a certain point, you picked 3 crazy women, 4, including Jeannie Ma. You did all this mess. Yeezy, I'm a boss, thug motivation. Ooh, the hood politics is here. Now we turning him to a little boy that don't know how to pick a good woman, and this trap everybody's falling in. That Jeezy, before, when she was like, I submit, I do this, I do that, y'all was clapping. Jeannie sat there and said, no, I had to check myself with my temper because he's the one that made me realize I had a temper problem. Girl, if you're 40 years old and this one man is telling you there's something in the way you approach things, but what were you talking to him about? I'm not saying that people can't give constructive feedback, but it's like me going to a man, right, who's however years old and telling them there's something wrong with them, maybe, or maybe it's you and you really trying to change me. I would expect a man to question me. If you've gone through your life and no one's ever given you feedback like this, what is really the truth? Again, Jeezy is not a child. He knew what he was doing. I know some people can't understand postpartum depression. They can't understand bringing a child into this world. They think that like, oh, you give that man a child instead of realizing that when ish goes down, that child is on your doorstep. That child is your responsibility. So even though you like, oh, that's what you get for not giving a man a child, when it's time to separate, the man gives the child right back to you. Again, I'm not saying that Jeannie's wrong or right. I'm not saying that Yeezy's wrong or right. I'm just saying, how in this world is he now, y'all talking about why men won't stand up to be men? Why are y'all treating this man who got more money, insight, more street sense, more common sense, and more life experience than Jeannie and I ever will? 3 babies' moms, you've literally made 4, how many children? Children of separation, divorce, single parentdom. And now you'll give it like, anyway, I'm gonna go live and talk about this. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.